Welcome to the 4th annual Shifter Holiday Gift Guide for cyclists who don't consider themselves cyclists, but what's the name? The Shifter Holiday Gift Guide for cyclists who don't consider themselves cyclists but ride their bikes everywhere because it's a practical, affordable, healthy, and fun transportation option that makes our cities and our world a better place. This is my annual gift guide for people who have people in their lives who bike commute or use their bikes for transportation and need gifts at holiday time too. Before we get started, prizes. This year we have prizes thanks to our friends over at Redshift. These are one of my favorite items from last year's gift guide. These are called Arc Light from Redshift. They're pedals and they light up at the back and the front based on which way they're facing, which is pretty cool. And I really love these. I've been using them for a couple of years now. They're great, and Redshift has offered to give a pair away as part of this gift guide. To be entered to the draw, make sure you're a Shifter member. There's a link in the description down below. This year we have so much great stuff. I needed 2 bikes to display it all. I've got both of my priorities out here, and I've got a bag full of stuff. This is my 2-wheel gear duffel pannier, which holds so much stuff. Incidentally, both this duffel and priority make for great gifts. And if you think Santa should be above making pictures for sponsors at Christmas time, clearly you've never seen a Coke ad. Okay, I want to get started with some suggestions from Shifter viewers. I asked Shifter members a few weeks ago for some gift suggestions, and of course you guys always have better ideas than me. This one comes from Timoteo Sema, who suggested this product. It's called a Light Nug from PDW Products. Basically, it screws into any eyelet on your bike and makes this little peg. It kind of looks like those old BMX pegs, doesn't it? But it's not. You know what it's for, actually, is for mounting lights, right? Any kind of light, pretty much any kind of light can mount on there. And look at that. It gets the light off your handlebar down here, gives you a bit more control over where it shines and all that good stuff too. And it's kind of clever. It gives you more options for mounting on the front of your bike, facing backwards. I quite like this one. Good suggestion. By the way, I'm not going to give prices here because prices vary on your country, your region, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll have links in the description down below for all this stuff. The next suggestion came from my friend Paige Saunders, who has the most underappreciated channel on YouTube. You should go subscribe to his amazing videos right now. He had a suggestion that was just like a total no-brainer to me. Maybe you have this problem too. If you carry a lot of stuff, you put them in a pannier on your bike and your bike falls over. This has been happening to me for years. And I never even thought that there might be a solution, but there is, and Paige had the solution. The solution from Paige was this. What is this? A dual kickstand, of course. I mean, for you non-North Americans, it may seem crazy, but most bikes here do not have any kickstand at all. Why? Because people think they're not aero, too much weight, but that's ridiculous on a commuter bike or a city bike. What you need is something stable that's going to hold your bike up when you've got stuff on it. The answer is a dual kickstand. I just realized after I bought this, I don't have a wrench the right size to install it, so I'll get it on there eventually. Okay, this next one may be slightly controversial, but bear with me. This one came from Dana from the YouTube channel Peacock and Vig, and it is a bungee cord. This is not just any bungee cord, this is a Monkey Fingers bungee cord. Now, I know there are some people out there, probably including most of your moms, who say, be careful with bungee cords, you're gonna take out your eye if it snaps back on you. And that maybe is true, but you can't beat the convenience of a bungee cord to strap something to your bike. But the nice thing about these Monkey Fingers is that you can actually set the size of it and then wrap it around and lock it into place, so it's not going to slide on you. That means you don't have to like wrap it and have all this extra stuff. You just have to make sure you're dealing with the slack so it doesn't get caught up in your wheels. So that is a great suggestion. If you need to strap stuff to your bike, a Monkey Fingers bungee cord is a great gift. And while we're here, can I show you a little bungee cord hack? I mean, sometimes you're out and you have to haul something on your rack, but you don't have your basket or you don't have your pannier bag with you. What you need is a bungee cord, but taking them everywhere is a pain. But there is a way that you can have these with you whenever you need them. What you do is you wrap your bungee cord like this, stick it here, take these ends through, wrap it around like this, and then just lock them into place over here. And then you can forget about it. It's just there if you ever need it. Your bag will still go on there, your basket, your pannier. It's just there, hidden out of view, but there if you need it. There's my little hack. A little Christmas hack for you today. This next suggestion came from a viewer named Seeking Snow, and I think he was being serious, although there's like a 30% chance that he's messing with me. But I thought this was a fun idea, so I thought I would give it a try. And the suggestion is this a clown horn with a handlebar mount. So me being a emotionally suppressed, aging white guy raised in a very narrow masculine culture, I'm not that comfortable displaying this much whimsy on my daily rides, but I did take this out one time and used it when I was alerting someone as I passed them. And it was a little bit fun. So if there's a person in your life who appreciates a little whimsy in their life, clown horn. Okay, this next suggestion is related to one of the most boring parts of your bike, and that's the reflectors. And it came in from a few people in a few different ways. Apparently, reflectors don't have to be boring. The shift reviewer Orange Chip Girl recommended a company called Berlin Decal, but I got these ones from Ride Safe, and they're actually really fun, cool, reflective decals. You say decal? Who says decal? You know the word I'm talking about. They stick to your bike and they're reflective. And these come in really cool patterns that you can put around your wheel. So as your wheel's spinning, it lights up. There's different colors, there's different patterns. And I had no idea you could have this much fun with reflective strips on your bike. Not a replacement for a good light, of course, but it is a good way to be a little bit more lit up in the wintertime. And in the same vein, my friend Sean from the great Calgary bike shop, Bike had a couple of great suggestions. One of them was also a reflector. This one's from a company called Visto Reflector, and it actually hangs from the back of your seat. So as you ride, it gives it a bit of movement, which makes it more visible at night, I would think. It's also got cool shapes and fun colors, and it dangles. So there you go. Who knew reflectors did not have to be boring? So I love this item from a previous year's gift guide. This is my crane bell. It's Japanese made. I just love the purity of that ring. It just like makes me feel equal parts joyful and pierced by the sound. Anyway, it's a great bell, but Sean at Bike had another suggestion. For those people who think this bell is kind of a bit big and cumbersome, I get that. His suggestion was this equally well made but smaller and more compact Spur cycle bell. It also has a great ding in a more compact form. So the next suggestion comes from my cousin, who's a real cyclist, meaning he's got, you know, skills and gear and that kind of stuff. Anyway, he suggested these things. Don't make any assumptions on him based on the shape of these. These are actually for cycling. What are they? Well, hidden inside these things, if you unscrew them, is a bike tool. So yes, these are tiny little tools, and the cool part about this is that they go inside the ends of your handlebars. You just take off the little plug on the end of your handlebar, you slide these in, they pop right in there, and there they stay forevermore until you need them. These ones are from a company called Muck Off, and they're for tubeless tires, for tubeless tire repair, but there's a couple others out there that make similar items with different types of tools, so you can probably get the tool that you need for your type of cycling. The next gift was suggested by all kinds of people, and it can't come soon enough because I'm getting cold out here. And it is a buff. Now, do you not own a buff? You should. What is a buff? It's just a simple tube of polyester fabric, but it is so versatile and handy. It's great. My hands are so cold I can't get it open here. So it's a tube, and it can do lots of things in the summertime. You can put it under your helmet to soak up your sweat or protect your bald head from the sun. In the cold weather like this, you can pull it down and it will warm up your neck, which is great. And you can even go full Bazooka Joe and pull it up and cover up your face. And these are actually pretty great. I'm always amazed how warm they keep you for being such thin little fabric. I've worn these on really cold days, and it does a great job keeping that heat into your neck, which is one of those crucial points in your body that you need to keep warm in the wintertime when you're riding. But also can pull it up, keep your ears warm. They're great, they're versatile, they're affordable, and they come in a zillion colors and brands. And if you play your cards right, you might even get one free at an event like this one. So the next few products on my list were sent to me by brands, and I've tried them out and thought they're pretty cool and worth mentioning because they might make a good gift. And the first one is these little guys. These are lights that come from a company called Lumos. You might remember Lumos from my gift guide last year. They made that cool helmet that lights up like a Christmas tree. It had that big light on the back that was like a Times Square billboard. It was kind of a cool helmet, especially if you need to stay visible at night, which we all do. These are called Lumos Firefly, and it's actually kind of like a whole ecosystem of lighting products. So of course the light goes on, and the nice thing is they snap them back here. And look at this mounting system. I've never seen one like this before. Mounts to the back of your seat, and there you go, the lights go on just like that. They've also got a handlebar mounting one, which is pretty cool. So you can put them here on your handlebars. If you've got drop bars, you can see how these would face backwards. These links actually sync together, and if you get this little device for your handlebars or link them up through the app, you can actually make turn signals. There you go. I'm turning left, turning right. So it's like this cool little system for keeping yourself lit up, and it's pretty nifty. Now, if I'm being honest, I find this whole system, it's cool, but it's a little fragile, I think, for bike commuting. I mean, my bike's getting bumped up to things. In the winter, it's getting all mucked up. Keep knocking them off accidentally. I worry about losing them. But the nice thing about the Firefly ecosystem is that you don't have to have this system. I mean, this is great for your road bike, or if you're going out with group rides, you can actually sync these with your friends. But if that's a bit too elaborate for you, you don't have to do all that. There's other options for the Firefly system. This is one of the great new helmets, and you can actually just snap this light into the back of the helmet as well. So that's a bit simpler. It might be a bit more practical for like the daily use sort of rough and tumble world of city cycling. So cool system, might be good for the right person in your life. Now, while we're talking about helmets, I may not be the world's expert on helmets because on my bike commuting, I don't feel the need to wear one because of the safe infrastructure in my city. But this is a cool helmet that was suggested by a couple of people, and I had a chance to try one out too. What's cool about it is that it's collapsible. And so as you can see, it sort of collapses down, and this is a much better option to slide into your bag so you don't have to lug it around at your destination all the time. And when you're ready to go, it just sort of pops out into a full helmet mode. Cool, right? An added bonus is that when you wear it, you look like you're in the 80s synth pop band Devo, and so you might get the urge to whip it good. Last year I had this cool new product from a company called Intrinsic, which was a soft yet firm pedal. The idea being a pedal that wouldn't scratch up your leg or anything around your apartment as you're bringing it into your building. They're back this year with some similar material on hand grips. It's a nice sort of squishy, spongy, but still firm, has some friction but not sticky kind of material. It's quite nice. If you've got some problems with vibrations in your hands or you just don't like the feeling of it, these would be a nice option to keep a nice ergonomic grip on your handlebars, but they're still soft and comfortable as well. And my last gift suggestion is usually a book, and that's the case this year as well. This year I'm recommending Killed by a Traffic Engineer, Shattering the Delusion That Science Underlies Our Transportation System by Wes Marshall. Now, Marshall is a professor of civil engineering, and this book is basically a takedown of the pseudoscience behind traffic engineering, and it was page after page of revelation to me. I've grown up in this world thinking traffic engineers were doing stuff based on science, and that turns out not to be the case. It looks like traffic engineering is basically based on culture and estimates, and there's not a lot of true science behind some of the things we make. I can't remember how many times my jaw dropped in reading this book, where Marshall reveals some of the strange anti-science hunches and notions that lead to the standards we use today that are just sort of accepted as good, solid ways of building cities. You know, the values of safety that go into most engineering just don't seem to apply in traffic engineering. It seems to be based more on moving traffic quickly rather than the safety of people. So it's one of those books that caused outrage for me, and also tons of insight. So I really appreciate this book. It's a great read. He's a fun writer, good sense of humor, so it's a great one. Okay, that's it for this year's gift guide. Thanks to all of you for your amazing suggestions. I just love the shifter community. It really is the best part here. If you want to be entered into those draw for those Redshift pedals, make sure you become a shifter member. There's a link in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.